Hello. Alright guys, so Odyssey here again, bringing you another video. Today I wanted to go do a little deck review. So this is a deck I've been playing with a lot in challenges recently. It's a Golem deck, as you can see on the screen. So this is the current version I'm running, the one I'm having the most success with. There were some substitutions that were made and variations. But basically your main goal, either get an elixir advantage or just try to build up a big golem push. Poison is used to kill defending troops, hit the tower, and also hit defensive structures. It covers a large area. Zap is necessary because a lot of people are running skeleton army now. That's why I use it over the log. Mega Minion is just really strong on defense and behind a golem. It's pretty much unstoppable. Ice Golem, again, is used to help stall for Elite Barbarian, kill Skeleton Army. Guards are used to counter Graveyard, and again, for Elite Barbarians, you need a lot of answers for them. I'm running Tombstone. Originally I was running Furnace, can get Chip, and then kind of use the Golem more as a final push in like double time, and just kind of cycle and chip with a Furnace and poisoning like their structures. But I found it was a little too expensive, so I swapped to Tombstone. Also helps out against Elite Barbarians more, forcing them to either zap or log. And then you have guards to supplement that. And then the electric wizard. So that's his name, right? Electric wizard. So I really like him actually in this deck because you can use it as like another zap if you need it in a pinch. He's also good behind the golem to like stun if they have like a mega minion over your golem, and then your electric wizard comes from behind, like stuns that and hits multiple targets. So it's also really strong on defense. I was experimenting with Ice Wizard instead of him because he's cheaper, survives Fireball, and sort of does the same thing, but I actually found it less effective. Also, if you defend something, Electro Wizard kind of runs at that tower because it stuns, it can get some good damage in. So it almost forces more of a response. Originally, I actually didn't like the Electric Wizard during the challenge, but I was running a Minor Furnace chip deck, and I think it just wasn't the right deck for him. But this deck, I'm having a lot of success with him. So I just got 12 wins in Grand Challenge. I got 12 wins with the Furnace version of this deck as well. So I'll just show you a couple games, kind of go in thought process and how to play this deck. So this game, usually I just cycle, wait for response. So I actually lucked out here. I played Tombstone, he played Hog Rider. Now the Mega Minion may not have been necessary, but if he had Log or Zap, I didn't want him to get hidden. Also, the Mega Minion kind of now will counterattack, provoke a response on him, so then therefore I don't leak Elixir. So now he's got actually a huge push. I take a lot of damage here. But sorry. So I'm forced to use my Tombstone again, which is really bad because he is running Hog. But that was a sloppy defense, but I still have quite a lot of health. So here, Mega Minion, kill Hog Rider. Ice Spirit just jumped over the Ice Golem, it was a little too slow. A couple of units that I have trouble with in this deck. One Musketeer, it's really annoying because it just destroys Mega Minion. Two is Bowler, because it's just such a slow push, and just like kills the guards, kills the Tombstone. Your only real answer is Mega Minion. So here you can see kind of a little bit of power from the Electric Wizard, shutting down the attack. So what my goal is now, so I realized he actually threw a quick push there. He's playing really aggressive, and so I think he's just trying to push and get a tower. Maybe he knows I'm playing a beatdown deck, and he's trying to not let me build up Elixir to push. So here I'm just trying to defend again, have an elixir advantage, and then make a push. Here I use the Golem to tank, because we're in double time now. Or sorry, double elixir. So now I can support this push. Golem takes a ton of damage though. I got a big push coming, and he had just fireballed the electric wizard. So it committed to that push. See, the poisoning put it a little off to the center, so if he has a structure, which in this case he didn't, but most people run one structure, and you want to chip that down. So he fireballs again, and it looks like he's just trying to chip me down. So I go for another push, rather than playing the Golem at the back, because he's probably going to play a Hog Rider or Elite Barbs or something. I go for one up front. Helps protect my tower and prevent a good counterattack. And then I kind of figured he'd go for an assault maybe with the Hog Rider, so the Electric Wizard stunning the Hog Rider as it tries to get to my tower, which is really strong, and then support it with a Mega Minion. So now the tower is in poison range, so I just cycle, throw on the poison, throw on the zap, and that's the game. So that was a scrappy game. But one of the things you can learn with this deck is you can really punish in double elixir. And you see I lost to level 99. I was 11-2, I think. No, I was 11-1, and he made me 11-2. So that game, there's just a lot of skeletons. Like, if I threw a Golem down to push, it was before... I threw a Golem down before, like, he was playing... Before I knew he was playing Graveyard, and then he just, like, Graveyarded the other lane. And then he had Skeleton Army... for my Golem, and I had used my zap. We'll go into this game. It's against Zap Bait, which is fairly popular, and actually this deck is quite good against it as well, because you have Zap, Ice Wizard, Ice Golem, Poison as well if you need to. It's more better for when you're doing a push, and you like poison their Crown Tower, their Furnace, and then if they want, they use like Mini Horde or something to take out tanks. Also, never mind. So, just cycling. So here he goes for a big push. So I zapped the Goblin Barrel. I got the Ice Golem and the Poison to take out his Ice Wizard and Minion Horde. So I'm behind one elixir, but I didn't take any damage. So I think that was really good. It's very good defense. And so now he's forced to make the first move. He just throws a Skeleton Army. And here, guards should block the Miner, Electric Wizard on the Skeleton Army. Again, take no damage. Pretty much just crushing every attack. And now I have an Elixir advantage because he had to use his Electric Wizard to counter mine. That was countering. So, now that I know he's behind an Elixir, I go ahead and drop a Golem. He goes Tombstone, he plays a Golem Barrel, so I make a minion, I'll clean up the Golem Barrel, and then be behind the Golem to push. But I might be a little faster and fly ahead, so I drop the Ice Golem just in case. And now I poison the Tombstone, Crown Tower, and any troops he sends in. He logged that, I'm not entirely sure why he logged that. I also zapped these minions. I'm not sure if I needed to do that. I probably should have saved them. Yes, for the Skeleton Army that he just dropped. I think the poison would have probably killed the minions. But either way, I get a ton of tower damage in. And so now we're in double elixir. Just throw down a Tombstone, have the defense. He comes in with a Miner Golem Barrel. Predict the Miner with the guards again. Clean that up. And so now I drop a Golem at the bridge. Because he's at 800 life, he just threw his attack. I'm just going to put on pressure. And because I know he probably can't deal with it, he tries a Goblin Barrel, try and get something done. Just zap it. And I have Poison up for if he does Skeleton Army. And I'm just kind of cycling, throwing down the Ice Golem. Help protect things, kill a Skeleton Army if he puts one down. And again, he goes for the Goblin Barrel. I just throw whatever I have down. I just have to defend that tower and I win. Oh, did you get the 3 crown? Last second 3 crown. So another game. Here's against Three Musketeers pump. This is really tough. It's hard when people play pump because you want to poison the pump, otherwise they get an elixir advantage. But when you poison the pump, then you don't have poison for your golem push. So here he does a pump. I split my guard to the start just kind of the cycle, and would have been really good if actually I'd split it the other way, so 2 guards went down the right lane, and I got the poison off and he pumped, but you can't see the future. So he just goes for an aggressive 3 musketeers here because I use poison. Most people only run one spell like poison or fireball, lightning. So I'd use tombstone to defend. I've taken a bit of chip damage. But it's not horrible right now. And he just had to use fire spirits there, so I knew I was slightly ahead on elixir. So I'm only ahead 1 elixir. I thought I was ahead 2. So I go for a golem, and he just pumped. So I'm pushing my weak lane so he doesn't just, I don't know, do like a minor attack there or something. In hindsight, I may have wanted to push the opposite lane, so when my golem goes, I can poison the pump, the tower, and a little bit around the tower. But here, so I have a Mega Man and a poison. He just all 3 musketeers there. Get the zap off too. Doesn't kill him quite fast enough, but gets the job done. Give a little more damage on the tower. Again, now I know I'm ahead on elixir because he had to defend with a lot, like 3 musketeers and his ice golem, ice spirit, all that. So he opts to pump again. I tombstoned. Got my golem. He miners the tombstone, which I was really happy about, because he kind of threw away an elixir advantage he generated from the collectors. And he had to, because he doesn't want to leak elixir, he played elite barb to the back, so now they're across the bridge. So I get to clean them up. And then I get to poison and zap his 3 musketeers again. And I go for another golem push. So, because he's getting so much advantage from the elixir collectors, I just have to put on pressure and get 1 tower. See this 1 tower, and I put on the pressure so he can't push back. So I just keep pushing. And now I think I just want to cycle onto another poison. So, actually, I just throw down a golem and see if I can win right here. Now I'm trying to stall the push on left hand side because 2 musketeers actually do crazy amounts of damage. And here they come. These guys are miner up now. Tombstone to stall. Throw down the guards. Last second. So if I actually didn't golem, I could have just cycled faster and then just poisoned the other time. So it's a good mistake to point out. This actually should have just cycled back to another poison rather than playing the golem. So here, facing against a giant furnace deck. Oh, just cycle my tombstone. You know, if you play tombstone at the start, so I lucked out here. It actually matches the furnace, so it's really good. I won't take chip damage. It sucks when you place your tombstone and it goes on the other side. I poison the furnace anyway because I want to cycle, not leak elixir, and it'll help take it down and do damage to the tower. He's playing giant, played at the back, but that's actually okay because I can cycle back to my tombstone by the time he comes across the bridge. So there's the ice golem to tank the musketeer shots, my Mega Man in there, kill the giant. So he does a ice golem elite barbs push on the left hand side. So I have to throw down my tombstone there. And use an electric wizard to help support that, and then he'll counter push the same lane rather than if I place on like the left hand side of the left hand tower. I wanted to keep the pressure on his right hand tower because it's already almost at about half life. And actually got a lot more value because he had archers. I guess he didn't have to, but he didn't want to take more damage. So I knew I was ahead, 2 or 3 elixir, so I go for a golem push again. So I guess an important thing I keep talking about is knowing when you have an elixir advantage and when to push with the golem. I think that's a problem a lot of people have, is they just kind of play golem at the back and hope for the best. You kind of need to feel your opponent, see the responses, the counters you need, and I like to just kind of defend, wait until I get an advantage, and then you can make a push. I think that's a better way to play. Also, you'll see, depending on the matchups, like against certain decks you want to slow push, other decks I wanted to put on more pressure, so I could play golem at the bridge or like at one of the crown towers. Now there's not necessarily a total science to it, it's more about how you feel the game is. So usually before double elixir you want to play it at the back to help build up, but in double elixir, if you play at the back, you actually build up almost too much elixir and you have to like throw away units and they're like too fast to keep up with the golem. So a lot of times it's actually better to just place your golem at like the crown tower or something, or have something else at the back that builds up and then golem at the bridge or something. But anyways, this game, yeah, I took the tower, so then I just was sort of defending. Pretty self-explanatory, so I just have to stall for like another 10 seconds. He's actually running poison too, which is pretty cool. A lot of people are saying poison are bad, but 2 of the decks that I'm using right now both involve poison. And what's cool is I actually faced a few people running golem as well. So I started running golem deck in grand challenges like 2 or 3 days ago. Never matched any other golems before, and then today I matched like 2 or 3 other golem players. So once again, cycling my tombstone. He goes for Ice Golem Elite Barbs push. Seems to be very common. So he zapped right there. I kind of figured he was going to do that, so I threw on my Electric Wizard to stun his barbs and support that, because I think if I didn't, they would have just run and got 2 hits on the tower. Not a huge deal, but that's not something I wanted to take. This is actually really bad, so I got Hog Rider, and I had to wait to drop my guards for the Ice Spirits to land. Or sorry, Fire Spirits. So he's an Electric Wizard, counter the guards. I can poison that. That's fine. And I support with the Mega Minion. This is a little bit like all in here because I was at 3 elixir and I threw down the Mega Minion on this push. But I felt in this situation I needed to commit in order to get like control of the game back. And I think it was the right move. And I'm actually really happy with that. Like, I don't really care that I didn't get a Mega Minion hit on the tower. I got a hit on the furnace. And now my tombstone takes out that furnace. Like, tombstone lasts like 10 seconds less than furnace, which is like 1 round, which 1 hit of the Mega Minion will take away. So there he just zapped with that tombstone. I guess he's just trying to clear it as fast as he can for the Hog Rider. And he kind of just threw away 2 elixir. So I Golem pushed the Ice Golem around. Like, it was kind of messed up. So just go for another push. Poison. Poison the area. Support it with a Mega Minion. So his Elite Barbs don't even get a counterattack, and I get some good damage in. And again, Mega Minion gets to kill his furnace, which is so good. He fireballs that tombstone, so yeah, here comes the Hog Rider. And Electric Wizard, since he's already used Fireball, can play him safely, and the Hog Rider didn't even get a hit. So Electric Wizard is really good at stopping Hog Riders too. Unfortunately, I think he's a little too fast than what I'd prefer, because he just runs in there crazily, but it's okay. Then Golem push with the poison. Take that tower. He's making one last ditch effort. So he throws on his mini horde. Hog Rider hoping to make one final push, but mini horde gets shut down pretty easy. Ice Golem, Zap, Electric Wizard. What do we have next? So this guy's running pump as well. I think I get in a similar situation to that pump 3 must deck where I just kind of end up pushing and giving up the elixir advantage and trying to take a tower. Luckily here I had poison in my hand. The worst thing is when they like pump first and poisons your last card, and then they get to make a push. They have +2 elixir, and then there's been times where like I have to use poison on defense or something, and then he pumps up again, and then it's just bad rotation. But anyways, so he goes here for a giant mega minion Ice Golem push. Also got Musketeer, which again, I hate the Musketeer. So I have to Tombstone again here, just to stall this push. Electric Wizard, I'm actually really liking to defend giant pushes as well too. Because of the stun, like it just slows it down so much. Like, I think it's definitely more effective than the Ice Wizard. To get more shots in from your tower, takes him longer to walk up to it. So he Elixir collected on his weak side. I don't know why, but that's what he did. So I'm just gonna push that with my Golem, and then when I get there, I can poison everything. And then he just went for a giant. I'm like, you just use Elixir Collector and throw in a giant. That's just a big mistake. You're not gonna have anything to support it. So here, poison the Collector, the tower, and if he has any troops come in, pretty easy to play out of that range, but there's an off chance he misplays, and it helps damage something else. So you get really good damage in. Now all I need to do is like one more push. I got 1 minute left, just hit double time. So Tombstone that side, so it pulls the giant farther. Play my Electric Wizard and guards. Now unfortunately, Musketeer killed my Electric Wizard. But I killed the giant because I had a Mega Minion as well. And everything cleaned up. So now I just drop my Golem again. Go for another push. Again, Tombstone on the far side to pull the giant as far as possible. And here I poison this because I know either I can cycle back to poison or the Golem death damage is going to be what kills that tower. So I just need to clear up, not take any hits. Tombstone, sort of like a safety cycle, because supporting the push with the guards doesn't do that much. And then Tombstone down, like if he, I don't know, goes for some crazy counterattack and is able to defend his tower. It's just a little safer, because I know I can just kind of poison and win the game. We'll watch that game. That guy was pretty bad and under-leveled. We'll go ahead and watch this game, and maybe one more after. So, cycling Tombstone again. Musketeer's in the middle. I guess he thought it could hit the Tombstone if it was one square tile up. It could. So I had to leak half an elixir here, because I can't play guards before Musketeer crosses the bridge. I'd rather just leak that half elixir and then get the tower damage as well, and then the guards counterattack, and then forced him to do an Ice Spirit as well. So if I leaked one half to one elixir, but it forced him to Ice Spirit, which is one elixir, basically even. So I Golem, this guy just threw down Elite Barbs. I Tombstoned here. Obviously it was a mistake. It didn't even aggro the Elite Barbs. I was like just a little too slow. There, I just gotta support my Golem push. So I poison, zap, so the Musketeer will die. And I get some good damage. So I have one really weak tower, but I've actually done a ton of damage to both his towers. So everybody is just, you know, throwing down elite barbs. Like if you play your golem, expect elite barbs. So that's why I run a lot of answers that are like 3 elixir. So you have tombstone, guards, or ice golem 2 elixir, just cheap stuff. Mega minion can support it, and electric wizard is 4. So sometimes if you could stall long enough with like an ice golem in order to electric wizard. So in decks where I use, you know, like a golem or a lava hound, I like to have a lot of my supporting troops or like counter troops. Usually around 3 elixir is pretty good. 4 elixir can be a little too expensive, and usually 2 elixir troops are just too weak. 3 elixir is a pretty good sweet spot. So here, I just have to defend. I was able to stall long enough with Ice Golem to get the guards down and make that push. Now I get the poison here, the furnace, the Mega Minion in this tower. So support the push here with the Electric Wizard, so the Mega Minion gets less hits. Use Ice Golem to distract, it's really good. Everybody's using Ice Golem. Kinda gotta expect it, but it's also something you can't really play around. So again, Tombstone here to kill the Elite Barbarians, and to throw it on a Golem at the bridge, just put on more pressure, you know, like the clock's ticking. How are you gonna take my weak tower if I just Golem at the bridge, right? Whoops, it's the same one. Alright, and so for the last game I'll do a Lavaloon deck. So deck's actually not too bad against air decks. Electric Wizard is obviously really good, even against that weird, what is it, Ice Golem like balloon cycle deck that's going around. Plus Tombstone is cheaper than Furnace, so you can either cycle back to Tombstone or play your Tombstone and not worry about just like you're just throwing it away to distract the balloon. Also, obviously, Mega Minion is good, and then your Ice Golem will distract. Sorry, I don't know what happened there. Ice Golem will distract any of the supporting troops. Here, the Lava Hound is cleaned up by my Mega Minion, and my Golem push got through 12,000 damage. So he just went for a balloon there. I think he just, it's like I guess maybe a semi-calculated risk. Okay, I just used the Mega Minion. A lot of people aren't using a lot of air answers because everyone is kind of trying to counter Graveyard and Elite Barbarians. So like if I didn't have Electric Wizard, like I had like Skeleton Army or whatever, like something else like that, then it could have been a good play. So because he threw away that balloon, just dropped my Golem. Like, okay, you kind of just threw away his win condition. So poison the middle, kill that Tombstone, kill any skeletons that come out, support with a Mega Minion. Mega Minion will just chip down that Lava Hound, that's okay with me. He's got minions to support Lava Hound to kill my Mega Minion. So the Tombstone in order to distract, so usually it's like one tile down, one tile over to the left to pull like giants. With Lava Hounds, because they come off on the far side, you actually have to come one tile closer to your tower and one tile further up. So that's why the placement is like that. So I was able to defend that pretty well. So I just go to put more pressure on the other lane. So I make a push. So it's 30 seconds, I kind of have a decision to make. I'm like, I could just go, you know, support my Golem push and take another tower. But I thought, you know what, if I use poison defensively, I think I can actually defend this. So I have my Tombstone placed to pull the air units, poison, my Ice Golem distracts the Mega Minion, and then I use my Mega Minion, my Electric Wizard to kind of clean up. And he was able, like my golem didn't even get to the tower. He was able to defend that well, but he didn't get to take mine. So that's about all the games I'm going to show right now. We're going to just take another look at the deck here. So some tough matchups. Graveyard can actually be tough simply because sort of the only good response is guards, and if they graveyard and they zap guards while your tower is locked onto something else, the skeletons clean it up. But if your tower is shooting the skeletons with the guards, like, it's fine. But you have like Electric Wizard and Zap to use. It could try like Archers for Electric Wizard, but I'm actually noticing I'm not facing as many graveyards in challenges right now. I think a lot of people have either gotten tired of it or are just experimenting, or because everyone is expecting it, everyone's running. You kind of need to run like at least 2 counters to it. So the hard graveyard deck to beat is the Bowler with Fireball. Because Bowler kind of does really well when you're doing like a Golem push. Just kind of chip it down and a slower push. And then Fireball will, kill your Electric Wizard if you use that on defense. Another deck I had some trouble with was there are like 2 guys using Royal Giant decks today in Grand Challenges. And because I'm not running Elite Barbs, it can be a little tricky if they play it right. Like one had Fire Spirits, so when I threw it on my Tombstone, there were 5 Spirits behind that just cleaned it up. But usually, yeah, you can get away with like your Mega Minion and then you Tombstone. So actually with Royal Giant, so usually you put a Tombstone like in front of your King Tower in the middle. With Royal Giant, I wait for it to cross the bridge, and then you place your Tombstone on the Royal Giant at the bridge. It'll push him back and he'll retarget the Tombstone rather than your tower. This way, once the Tombstone dies, the skeletons are right there to attack it, rather than if he kills the Tombstone in the middle and then the skeletons have to walk. So what it'll also do, it'll either kill the Royal Giant faster or force him to like zap or log or use some other response. But if he doesn't have a good response and he also has like a Mega Minion to support it or something, it also distracts them. And what else is this deck weak to? I don't know. I think it's really strong against Zap Bait. It seems to just be a really solid deck. You have a lot of Elite Barbarian counters, which is what I wanted to do, and then you have a really strong push. So the main thing is just your elixir management, know how to respond, and you can actually take a lot of damage early on, and come back and double elixir. So it'll take some practice, but I think this is a really solid deck right now. I'm having a lot of fun with it. Hope you guys enjoyed this video and like the deck. Thanks.